Okay. Okay, the recording has started. Perfect. So, thank you very much for joining the meeting today. The first session we have today on ACC activation, onboarding, adoption. Regarding this project-based bill licenses purchased like some time ago with our partners from SAIS in Spain. Okay. Maybe so. My role is territory adoption specialist. I'm part of the customer success team. I've joined the Autodesk team about 3 years ago. And as Manu was explaining, we need to go through this discovery of ACC and understand the navigation, understand the modules we have in ACC and the different options we have. Yeah. So, Kaza, if it's okay, I will question you along the meeting, as you are my point of contact today. Is everyone working already in ACC, or is it something new for all?
Yes, we have activated the ACC platform in several days ago, and currently we are in the design phase, like say the engineering phase, and we have like most of our team members from engineering team and other departments have already started to use the ACC platform to review the drawings and the Revit models currently. But I think maybe some of the team members are not that familiar with this system. So today we will invite you to like give us some overall introduction of the ACC platform's mechanism and or the function models. And maybe tomorrow we would like to more focus on the docs function. So maybe tomorrow we will put emphasis on the detailed explanation and demonstrations on the functions, operation methods, and application scenarios of docs models in depth.
Okay. Okay. Okay, good. So we go, yeah, perfect. So we go through this high-level thing. I really want to make sure that everyone is aligned and understand the way the platform is working and how you can find your way into the different project modules. Yeah. So, and if there is anything you interrupt me, for sure there will be some topics that you know already. But I would like to make sure that everyone knows what is available here in the platform through standardization, project management, etc., etc. Yeah. So the first thing I wanted to show you today is about the Autodesk Construction Solutions portfolio, ACC Solutions, to understand a little bit the vision. Why do we have Autodesk Construction Cloud, ACC? So basically, the Autodesk Construction Cloud is meant to be a central point of information and project management for all the project lifecycle phases. Yeah. So we know that we have 4 main phases into this project management. We have the design phase, then we have the pre-construction phase, we have the construction phase, and then we have operations. Yeah, so those 4 phases. Okay, not everyone needs to be involved in all those phases. Architects, engineer would be working mainly on the design phase. Estimation team would be working in pre-construction as an example. And of course, general contractor, subcontractor would be working on the construction and operations, etc., etc. So how does it translate in the platform? Yeah. We can see here Autodesk Construction Cloud, and we see the different products we have that corresponds to those different phases. AEC, so our designing team would be working with AutoCAD, Revit, Navisworks, Civil 3D, etc. That would be working here in AEC. They would be also working with Collaborate, yeah. So ACC Collaborate and ACC Coordination, okay. So all the members working in the design would be working on this phase here, yeah. Finding some model coordination, clash detection, etc., etc. Yeah. Then we move to the pre-construction phase. Yeah. So pre-construction is not a mandatory step, you know. I mean, like mainly our teams would be working from design to construction. But if you want to include the pre-construction, the pre-construction would be here between collaborate and build. Yeah. And here we have the quantification, estimation, etc., etc. Okay, with different set of product. As for your information, we used to have ACC module called Autodesk Takeoff, but now it's called Autodesk Pre-Construction. I need to update this slide. Yeah. And then we have the construction, Autodesk Build, yeah, where we have our issues, RFIs, submittals, forms. We have schedule integration, assets management, etc., etc. We have Build and the cost management that is included in Build for the project budget control. Yeah, forecast, so budget, forecast, changes. Yeah. And then last bit would be operations. One part can be controlled by Build, but we have Autodesk Tandem. Yeah. So here we have our 4 phases for the project management. And people might be working in silos because, of course, the designing team doesn't need to be involved in the construction and the construction team doesn't need to be involved in the design, etc., etc. So they will be working on the end, but they still need to find a central point of information, a core point of information where everyone would be meeting. So the place where everyone should be meeting, the single point of information or single point of truth, would be Autodesk Docs. Yeah, and we can see that Docs is actually core to all those phases. Yeah. In essence, what happens is that every time that you have a Autodesk AEC, you also have a Docs access. If you have a Collaborate, you also have access to Docs. If you have Takeoff, access to Docs. Build, access to Docs. Yeah, because this is something that needs to be common to all the people working on the project. Okay. And then we have other phases that we have administration. Yeah, we have Insight for KPI management, project administration, and account administration. Yeah. So when we are speaking about a project from A to Z, where to start or where to start with the platform, if my company is getting started with Autodesk Construction Cloud, first I really have to make sure that I have a strong account administration. Yeah. For standardization, I would need templates, I would need to have members, or we need to have companies that might be or are likely to be working with me in the future. Yeah. So account administration. Then when I start in a project, I need to have a strong admin project. Yeah. Project administration with locations and the members and companies that would be involved in this project. Okay. Once I have set up my account administration, I have set up my project administration, and I'm working in my project, I need to make sure, so Docs will be core to my project. And I need everyone to be able to work in Docs. So I will be working in setting up Docs. Yeah. Folder structure, permissions, issues, reviews, transmittals, etc. So Docs needs to be set up properly. And then once we have this, we can work in BIM Collaborate, BIM Coordinate, so ACC Collaborate, ACC Coordinate, ACC Pre-Construction, ACC Build. And again, once we get started with the phases like ACC Collaborate or Coordinate, we work on setting up maybe some meetings, some model coordination teams, etc., etc. So this is how it works. So I'm sure that the project is now well advanced as well, and you were telling me that you're already working on the Collaborate, Coordinate, but I want really to make sure that everyone understand the way the platform is structured and how is the vision. Okay, so when we think about navigation, you know, navigation in ACC, I'm moving to the project. I'm going to move to a project. Okay. Here is my account administration that I need to set up when I'm a client, brand new customer, and I want to standardize my processes. So I need to make sure if I am an account admin to set up my account administration. Now I'm going to move to a project. Let's say that I'm creating a brand new project. In this case, this is a brand new project I have created. I have to work on my project administration. Yeah. Members, companies, maybe I set up some bridges between projects, notification settings, locations. Yeah. I give different accesses to the different people. So we can see that, for example, you see that everyone is having docs access. Yeah. But not everyone is working on design collaboration and coordination. So we can say that, for example, Bernard here is part of my collaboration and coordination team, also pre-construction and build. He has access to everything. Maybe is the project manager. Yeah, he's a project admin. Yeah. Claudia doesn't have access to collaboration, coordination, pre-construction. She's working on build. And Costa, no. So she's actually more in charge of the build part of the project, etc., etc. So I will be allocating licenses and subscriptions according to the role and responsibilities of everyone. Yeah. So project administration. So we go through this navigation here, and we have on the top left what we call the module picker. So I am in my project. I have set up my project administration. Next step would be to set up docs. Yeah, docs because it's the project core point of information. So I will be working on docs. Then I will set up collaboration. I will set up coordination. Eventually, I will be setting up pre-construction, which was named previously takeoff, but now takeoff is part of this pre-construction module. So pre-construction, cost management, build, and eventually insight. And insights are the KPIs. It's project controls, data, information, mainly for the project managers. Yeah. So that is about the navigation here. And of course, you will be able, as a project member, you will be able to move from one place or another according to what access has been given to you. We're speaking about Claudia here. Claudia doesn't have design, collaboration, coordination, and pre-construction. So when Claudia is joining the project and starts to work in the project, she can see docs, she can see build, eventually cost. No, she doesn't have cost. So she can see docs and build. That's it. Yeah. So that's something that can happen to you when you are working on the project. Maybe you see collaboration and coordination, but you're not seeing build. You know, you shouldn't be able to see pre-construction because pre-construction is not part of the product that you have. So this shouldn't be there unless you activate a trial and you have it available for 30 days. Yeah, but only 30 days. So, okay. So that's for the ACC navigation. Casa, I don't know if people were trained on that. Any questions you want to add here? I will centralize everything through you, Casa.
Yeah, let me check with our colleagues here. 大家对目前现在的这个主要的模块介绍有疑问吗？有想提出来的吗？交流的。
So, yeah. I didn't hear your answer, Casa.
Yeah, I think everyone is pretty much okay for this part, and you can go ahead to like introduce other parts.
Okay, so what I'm gonna
你能问一下那个 BIM 360跟这个 ACC 什么区别吗？
BIM 360. Oh, okay. Sylvan, one question from Alex. He is asking that what's the discrepancy between the BIM collaborate 360 BIM 360 and this design collaboration and all the ACC platforms. I don't know.
The difference between BIM 360 and ACC.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so Alex, so BIM 360 is our historical solution. So that's before to create and to launch start ACC, we had BIM 360. So what we call a legacy solution that we started years and years ago. BIM 360 now is obsolete. It's not as friendly as it should be. It's like the iPhone 1 of the platforms, you know. So basically, we need to update our technology, and BIM 360 is now becoming too old as a technology. So we are moving all our clients from BIM 360 to ACC. People still work on BIM 360, and people still manage projects in BIM 360. But now we want everyone to work on ACC because it offers more options. It's more stable. It's more intuitive. Yeah, I don't know if it's
clear. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you see, so now I'm moving to the account administration, and you see that in the account administration, bear in mind that not everyone is account admin, you know. So I don't know who are the account administrators in your account, but not everyone is account admin. Yeah. You see that you have BIM 360 administration here. So if I click in BIM 360 administration and I click on settings, then it will send me to the BIM 360 portal because we have this integration and we want to help our clients to make a smooth transition from BIM 360 to ACC. So BIM 360 is still there and available. Yeah. And so that's easy to move from one place to another place. But we recommend our clients to start now in ACC. It offers better options. So basically, there is nothing. Basically, there's nothing that you see in BIM 360 or you work with in BIM 360 that is not available in ACC. But ACC has many more options. Is more stable. Is better. You know. So it's a working on BIM 360 is like staying with an outdated phone, you know. So we need to be working on the newest technologies. Yeah. Okay. So account administration. I don't know, Kaza, if you are account admin as well. I don't know who are account admins in the team. I know that David is one of them.
Yeah, I'm not the admin, but David is. Yeah, he is arranging all the admin stuff here. Okay, so I will show you briefly what happens in the account administration. Usually for account administration or customer administration, that's let's say that we have a company. Well, your company actually is having a lot of projects, but we have one company that has 50 projects, so we need to centralize through the account administration. Okay, so what do we find in the account administration? Just one thing before account administration, I want to show you your home page. Sorry, I burned the steps. Okay, this home page, every one of you has home page access. This is your own personal page that you can configure the way you want. Yeah. So maybe you will have some guidelines that are going to be given by the BIM management, by Kaza, you know. But what do you see here in this welcome page? You see, that's my own welcome page. You know, no one else see what I see. Yeah. So what do I see? I see my issues. I see my RFIs, outstanding RFIs, submittals, reviews, meeting action items. So as an example, in reviews, I have 35 reviews. 29 of them are overdue. Yeah, not good. 4 of them, they will be due after 7 days, and 2, there's no due date. If I need to check my reviews and I need to work faster on my reviews, I can click here and I see all my reviews. Yeah. On which account it is, when is the next action due, or
2022, so it's has been I'm very delayed on this one. The ID of the review name, etc., etc. If I click here, it will send me to the project, to the review, and then I can work and process this review. Yeah, so that's like a shortcut, short access to these reviews. The same you will be able to do with issues, RFIs, etc. Okay, different projects you will find where they are located in this mini map. Then you can see what were the recently viewed items here. Okay, and then you can also have a shortcut to those items if you need to go back to those. And you can create some bookmarks as well. If you were in your internet browser, you can add some bookmarks that could be relevant to the project management and how you need to work on ACC. Yeah, and then you have Power BI, Open Space, and you can customize this page for your need. Okay, so when I click here on Customize, I can check the card library. Yeah. And I have some different information pages that I can remove, add, etc., etc. If I want to add some Power BI, I will click Power BI, and I can add more Power BI cards. Yeah, so you see that I'm adding more Power BI. I need to make some configuration. And you can see different products that can have this integration. So if you are working with one of those solutions, yeah, and those solutions are also used in your project management, maybe you can embed those cards to your welcome page so that you have an access directly from here. Yeah. So what could be good sometimes is to address this inventory to see what you have and what you can actually leverage here on this welcome page so that you can see everything you need. Yeah. You see your projects. Yeah. And you can move to your project. So if you are involved in different projects, you can click here and access to docs. You can create a default access, for example, and I say, okay, in this one, I want to access docs. So that will be docs. Every time I click here, I would have access to docs. My project templates, and then we have some other legacy products that are not relevant today. If you have access to KPIs, Kaza, are you the project manager?
No.
No?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm PM assistant.
Okay. But do you have the project administration as well on this project, or?
No.
Okay. So executive insight here is where you have access to KPIs, okay? And this access would be given through account administration, okay? They decide if you have executive insight. If you have it, you would see executive insight. If you don't have it, you don't see it, yeah? So maybe we can test this together, Kaza. Are you here in this page, in this welcome page?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you see executive? You're on mute, huh?
I can't find this.
Are you not on the
access
on this web? But are you in your home page? Have you been able to go to your home page?
Yeah, I clicked to my home page. Yeah.
But you don't see this executive insight. So if you don't see it, it means that it was not activated for you. Yeah. So you cannot have access to the project KPIs. If you think it's something that would be relevant and you need it, you need to speak with David so that he grants you the executive insight. And you don't see account administration neither, no?
Yeah. Here is blank, without any icons.
Okay. So that's how a project member, that's what a project member would see. And an account admin like David would see account admin, executive insight eventually, okay? In the account administration, what do we see? We have access to all our projects, and we can see how many members we have in our project, how many companies, if we have been using some project templates, yeah? Some information. I can create a project from here, and I can archive and unarchive projects, yeah? in account administration, we find members and we find companies and roles. Yeah. So when we are speaking about standardization and centralization of the project management, basically in the account administration, we can add all the people who are likely to be working with us. It doesn't mean that we are assigning subscriptions and licenses, but this is working a little bit like Yellow Pages, where you have everyone in your company, internally, externally. There can be public companies for road questions, etc., etc. But you will find everyone here. So the way you need to work and standardize your processes in the future as well is that you have all the members, and all the members are linked to one company. This company can be private, can be your own company, it can be private, can be external, can be a public company as well. Yeah. And then there is a default role. Yeah. We can see what is the access level for each one of the people. For example, Ali is project admin. Anna is project admin and project member. So that means that she's project admin in some project and project member in other projects. Yeah. Alex is account admin. Yeah. I'm gonna remove him, the administration now. Yeah. And he's also executive. When you have executive, that means that he has access to the KPI. Yeah. Then we have all the companies. So whenever I will add a new company, whether it is a private company or public entity, I put the name here, and I would put the trade of the company, and I will fill it out so that I have some relevant information related to this company. Yeah. Roles, we have predefined roles, and then we can create new roles, add roles, etc., etc. So here I have an architect, I have architect 2, architetto, BIM manager, construction manager, etc., etc. So I would say that, for example, the construction manager is project admin, but I want him to be a project member. Yeah. I can see how many people are actually construction managers. I have actually 6 people who are project construction managers. What access, docs, insight, cost, build by default. I will be giving build by default. Yeah. So all of those 3 things are absolutely relevant for the future. I'm speaking about the account administration, and I know that you are not necessarily account admin, but it is relevant for the project administration and the project permissions, notifications, workflows in the future, because those things, notifications, permissions. Sorry, 1 second, please. Sorry, my apologies. My kid is sick, homesick today, so she was asking me something. So we have the different roles, different companies and members. So it is relevant to have the right company, the different role for each one of the members, because we are going to set the notifications, we are going to set the permissions and the workflows based on the company and the role. That's for our project management in the future. Yeah. What do we find here? We have project templates. Okay. When we need to create a brand new project, if we have a project, if we have a template already available with the different workflows, etc., we don't have to repeat over the folders, the permissions, the people, etc. Yeah, not relevant in this case because we are speaking about one existing project. But maybe in the future, if you are working on multiple projects, that could be relevant. Yeah. The library, we have different things available in the library. Library would work with different tools setups that are available, like the content catalog access, cost management library, forms library. So those forms library, what do? We create as many forms as we need, and then we dispatch those forms into the different projects where they're going to be used, Or meeting templates. When we create a meeting, instead of starting from scratch every time, then we would have meeting templates available here, yeah, that we can dispatch again to the project, yeah, and the different parameters and pre-construction. All of this is for account administration. Applications, again, that is also linked to what we saw in the homepage. We can see different solutions, different solution partners, yeah. So we have a close collaboration. And we have, so you would find some Autodesk solutions, but you would find other external solutions that can be integrated into ACC. Yeah, so we have agreed with them that we can do this integration with them, and they said, okay, let's work together and make an easy access to everyone working on the project. Yeah, so it's good to actually check all of this. Yeah, the products and tools that would be if you want to deactivate some of the tools that may not be used in your project. If you're not using assets, you can deactivate. Photos, you can deactivate. RFI, schedule, submittal. Yeah. Again, that's for the account admin. And then customized integrations for API integration. You will control those APIs from here. Okay. Then account settings. What do we find in the account settings? We find the account name, we find the account ID, we have the account permissions, subscriptions, two-step verification. So if you want to implement multi-factor authenticator, it will be available from here. Okay. That's for the account administration. And now I'm going to move to the project administration. Where do we start when we work in a brand new project? Yeah. Any questions? No?
Yeah, one question from my side. Well, as you just mentioned, the project templates and the library, you mean the library contains all the like meeting minutes and other like meeting invitation contents here. What's the difference between the two functions, the project templates and the library? Because you see you just said that we can like create a template and dispatch to the whole project team.
So the project template, that means it would be a project can be used and reused and reused and reused. Yeah. So what do you find in the project template? You will find a folder structure. So I'm going to move to a project template so that you can see. So this is a template, yeah. So I can create a project from here. What do I find in this project template? In the project administration, I find the project members who are going to be the members by default in this project. How the notifications are going to be set up by default, yeah. Perhaps some products and tools how they are going to be set up. So that's for the project administration. If I move to docs in this project template, I find my files, folders, and permissions. Yeah. So by default, when I create a project using this template, I will have those folders, and I will have those different permission settings. Maybe I can have some files by default in this project. My review workflows, issues, some things that we are going to discover along the docs discovery. Yeah. So we have those different things here available in this project template. When we move, but you see that, for example, you were speaking about forms and meetings. If I move to build, where we find the forms and we find the meetings, I have forms here available in this project template. So I can set up forms. But if I have my forms library in my account, it doesn't mean that maybe I have in my forms library, I have maybe 150 forms templates. Yeah. If you want, Kaza, you can unmute yourself so like this we can exchange together on this topic. Yeah. If you need some clarification. So you in your library in the account administration, you find 150 forms, but maybe out of those forms templates for your project, you only need 80 of those. Yeah. So from the account administration, in this, so for example, in this project template or a project, I will add all this 80 all these 80 form templates that I need. Only 80 out of 150. Yeah. So when I create my project from this template, I only see 80 templates available, 80 forms available. And in my project, that would be the same. Out of the 150 forms template that I have in my account administration, I see only the 80 that needs to be used in this project. Yeah. And for the meetings, so for example, you see that meetings templates are not available here in the project template. Yeah, they would be available in the account in the project in the exact project, where you can pick up maybe the same situation for meetings. Maybe you have 100 meeting templates, but you will be using only 50 of those that would be added to your project. Yeah, I don't know if it's clear or no. We can exchange on that if it needs clarification, huh?
Yeah, that's clear. But one follow up for this question. So who is gonna like create all the templates in the library?
The best to centralize, but that's for the future, you know, is like when we are speaking about standardization, when our company is actually doing this centralization of project management for all the projects, they need to create those templates. Yeah, when you work only on one project, that may be not convenient, but you can still pick up those form templates that you have been creating in your project and put them in your account library. So let's say you work in your project and you create 50 form templates, and those 50 form templates maybe can be used in future projects. They would be available in the account library for future use, you know? So
okay, got it.
To understand, so when we, for example, when we work in a project in forms, we don't create every time a new form, a new template, etc. We still need to have some templates available. Yeah. So back to the account administration. Any other thing you wanted to comment on the account administration?
No.
Okay. So when I create a brand new project, I would put the address, I would put the type of project, etc., etc., and I will start from scratch. So I'm not going to create a brand new project right now. I'm going to move to an existing project. Okay. Okay. So again, if I start new in the project, the first thing I need to configure is my project administration. I am the project administrator or the project manager, and I want everyone to be working in this project. So maybe I create this project based on a project template, you know, if I have to create many projects every month. But here I'm in a brand new project. So I will add my members. Okay, I can add members here. Put the email addresses. Maybe I can use an Excel spreadsheet where I have all my email addresses. I put everyone in bulk. Email, first name, last name, the company, role, access level, product, etc., etc. Or I do it as well faster by clicking on this little arrow, and I quick add members. I put the email addresses, what company they work for, and the role, if the person is a project member or project admin. And I can assign products if I want them to be working on design collaboration, model coordination, pre-construction, build, etc., etc. Okay, so that's for the project administration. I add the people and I give them the accesses. What do we see here as well is that one person can have different hats, different roles. Yeah, Bernard, for instance, is architect, is also architect 2, is also architetto, is a document manager and a submittal reviewer. Yeah. Why? Because some rules settings would have an incidence on workflows, etc., etc. So standardization, again, we need to create some resilience. And if we add people, individual people, and we set up notifications only with people's name or email address. Oh, wait, sorry, just one second. Hold on. Sorry. If we had the people by, okay. I think it's Manu calling me. Okay. So if we had only individuals and people, when this person is leaving, we need to retrieve this person and replace with the right one. So when we set up notifications or we set up permissions or workflows, we will be doing that using the company or the role, yeah, for standardization processes, yeah. So in my project administration, I have my members. How many people are meant to be working in this project?
Plus the external suppliers, maybe over 150.
150.
Yeah.
So then you would see these 150 people here involved. Yeah. The different companies, you will find your company, you will find your external companies, maybe city, public entities, etc., etc. Yeah, in the companies. Anyone here is project admin on the project?
I think no.
No? Okay. Who are the project admins?
You mean for the ACC administration?
Yeah, just to know, you have, so the project manager is not today available. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So project administration. Then I have my members, I have my companies. Maybe I will set some bridges. So bridge. So Alex was speaking about earlier about BIM 360. Bridge is not available in BIM 360, for example. What bridge does is bridge helps connecting different projects together. Yeah. So you can have you can connect folders, you can connect files through different projects. So and create some automation. So for example, when you are creating new files versions, new drawing versions, and you need this to be reflected in another project, you can use the bridge. Or if you have some admin paperwork that needs to be reflected in different projects, you can use a bridge to make sure that it's always updated everywhere. Bridge can be useful, as an example, when you work on a massive site location, and you need to break down this massive site location into one core project and multiple sites and multiple child projects. Yeah. So you create bridge between the core project and all the sub projects, so that actually you help the teams to work faster on their sub project, but then make sure that all the information, all the documentation flows to the core project. So there's many ways to use bridge, but I'm not sure that it's going to be used in your case. Yeah. Handover. Handover is mainly used at the end of the project, where you can create as-built exports. Yeah. Activity logs. Again, that would be for the project administrators. In activity logs, it is possible to pick up some dates, a date range, and some activity type, eventually some members type, to check what was done between this date and this date. So let's say that I want to see what was done between the 10th of January and the 10th of February today on, for example, document management. And I want to know what Sylvain, myself, have done. Yeah. So between the 10th of January and the 10th of February, I have been able to, I was involved in 29 activities on this project, and I can create an export of all this information that has been filtered. So I can export, I run the report. Okay. But I'm going to wait for my report to be pulled. Okay, I download my report. And I access my report. And then I have this Excel document, Excel that shows me exactly what was done. Yeah. If I use this activity log here in ACC, what is good is that I can also have those hyperlinks that can send me straight to what I want to see. That's how the report looks like. What is the data? Yeah, everything that Sylvain has done between the 10th of January and the 10th of February. Yeah. Notifications. Okay, so notifications would be one layer where you would be understanding why it is key to have those roles and those companies. So notifications. It can happen that you receive a lot of notifications on the project. Yeah, new issue created, new file has been downloaded, new etc. etc. So the project owner, the project manager, has the possibility to create some notification groups. Yeah. So here we see that Velvet Formwork is a subcontractor, and I have created a notification group for Velvet Formwork. Here I have a group of notification created for the BIM manager. And I can create notification groups for group of people, or I can create notification groups for roles. I can create notification groups for companies. Yeah. So what happened? Let's say that Velvet Formwork is a subcontractor company, and I want to inform this subcontractor the way I want. Yeah. So I want to decide how they're going to be notified. So we can see the different types of notifications that are available, which tools and types. So the most common one for subcontractors would be maybe the forms and the issues, yeah, or maybe the meetings as well. So I have, for example, cost, never, because I don't want them to be involved in the cost. Forms, I want them to be informed of forms every hour, yeah. So here we have member is assigned on a form every hour, member is mentioned every hour, a section assigned instantly, status changes instantly. Yeah, maybe I'm going to put that as never and never. But every time that the Velvet Formwork has a form assigned, they would have a notification every hour. Issues, here I have it instantly. You know, every time there's a new issues assigned to them, they receive a notification straight away. Yeah. And meeting maybe every day. Yeah. So I will decide a little bit how I want the people to be informed. Yeah. So that's one thing. But you have to bear in mind that people, or you even, have the possibility to change your notification settings. Yeah. But maybe you want to restrict those notification settings. So here, Velvet Formwork is an external subcontractor again. So I don't want them to change their notification settings. So here you see the different members' permissions. Yeah. So general, I can give them the possibility to manage all their permissions. Yeah. Or I can give them the possibility to view their permissions. Or maybe I can give them the possibility to change their permissions the way they want. Yeah. So manage, etc., etc. So let's say that, for example, for issues, I don't want them to change their issue notifications. I want them to be informed of the issues right at the moment they receive a notification. So if I leave it like that with edit option, someone from the Velvet Formwork can still go to the notification settings and change it. You know, here you go to the notification settings. I am working for Velvet Formwork. I'm checking this and I see what are my settings. And I see that for issues, okay, I cannot change my frequency actually, but for schedule I could, you know, like I changed that frequency. So I have the possibility to change the frequency. But if we want to restrict this, we go to Velvet Formwork to issues, and we set it as members permissions, view only, and here view only. So they can view the notification settings, but they cannot change it. So they have to receive those notifications one way or the other. Yeah. And now the last thing that is absolutely key for your future project management is to set up the locations, yeah, in your project. So what do we call locations? Is basically, as it says, just the project locations, yeah. So you can manually, that would be really time consuming, but you can create your core location, your main location, and create many sub-locations, many sub-locations. That will be time consuming in a big project. So you can eventually download the template in Excel and fill those locations on this template. Yeah, I'm going to open this template so that you see how it looks. Okay, so that's a template, like an Excel template that you can fill out with tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then you upload it back to your project. But also, the easiest option when you work with Revit is basically to import locations from Revit. So in Revit, the projects are already broke down into locations, sub-locations. So you can actually export those Revit locations and upload them in your project. And once you have this set up, then you are ready to flow and to work with docs, to work with build, to work with collaborate, coordinate, etc., etc. Yeah. Then we have the project settings. If we need to change, if we want to save it as a template, change the name, but those are just the basic stuff for understanding. What is important to consider here is that we need to have our members, companies, what Bridge does, notification settings, so that you know how the notifications are going to be working for you when you are going to be collaborating in this project, and the locations. Yeah. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we will go through docs. Any things you wanted to comment today before we complete this meeting today?
No, from my side. Any other comments from my colleagues here? 其他同事有疑问的吗？针对今天的培训内容，因为明天的话我们会更focus 在就是设计图审的设计管理上面。然后今天的话，大家就是对整个 ACC 的一个功能模块和它的页面进行一个整体的一个介绍，看一下大家有没有问题了。
I have a question. So when we add new users to the ACC platform, we assign roles, right? We can assign roles, right? And then how to modify the roles from an access level perspective with different roles.
What do you mean the access level perspective?
Let's say like what's their authorization limitation? Like is the role gonna like how to set up like different roles in the ACC with a different access like level?
So you see that someone with a project member won't be able to change the role. Yeah.
Right. But how we create new roles first?
In the account administration, you see when I duplicate here. So if I want to create a new role, I go to the account administration here. And that's maybe something that you need to discuss with David, actually. If it's something that would be relevant to your project management, maybe you need to exchange with David into this roles creation. So only in account administration, someone can add and create a new role. I will create a new role here. I will put, I don't know, a construction manager, you know. It's already existing. 2. A new one, yeah, add the role. And then for this construction manager, I want by default the person to be a project member.
Okay.
Docs, build, by default, yeah. So you need to contact the account administrator, for instance, David, to create new roles. And then those roles
and in regards to in regards to individual roles, I can only select like basically project member or like from access perspective, right?
So if you are the project administrator, you are going to be able to assign the roles, existing roles. Yeah,
Okay.
if they have been created. If you are the project admin, yeah.
Okay. And is there a way
Yeah.
that we can also add let's say like currently we have company roles, right? And is there a way that we can add another like, you know, sector of teams, something like that in this member columns?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Like,
so right now, like let's say this member was differentiated by company, right? And roles, right? And what about like, can I add another function of saying like, okay, teams, like this person belongs to which teams in this company with like which roles, right?
yeah, well, that would be maybe a role that you could create for this team. You know, maybe that could be, we just created construction manager 2, that could be team 2. You know, you could create the role for this team, you know, as an example. I don't know if you could
So there's
create
not
as many
like a way to manually add another, you know, information for individual members of just
No,
assign like manually teams or whatever.
yeah, no.
Okay.
You need to create new roles. But so are you the project manager on this one, or?
I'm the DM.
Okay. So yeah, so that if you need to create those roles, you speak with David, you know, but something that we can discuss separately as well if needed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I have to go because I have to jump now to another meeting. But tomorrow we have another session, and we discover more about docs and about self-service resources, so that you can find all the answers to your questions independently. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's wrap up today, and thank you for your time to share your like knowledge and practice experience. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye bye.